Hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. You know, I've unintentionally done these Just Imagine Stan Lee creating the DC Universe reviews out of order. Not that there's a lot of continuity between them or anything, the recurring element is really just Dominic Dark and his evil Church of Evil. You can read these initial ones in any order. However, last year I decided to take a look at his take on Aquaman, which many people joked he did already. It was called Namor, all of whom forgot that Stan Lee did not invent Namor. He was 16 at the time. Bill Everett created Namor, but it really goes to show just how many characters Stan did contribute to the creation of that people just assume he made the entire original stable of Marvel heroes. Anyway, my point is that today we're going to look at the first team-up of Stan Lee's version of the DC Universe. And Aquaman is not a part of it, his book premiering after this one. Anyway, since it's been so long since we've covered most of the heroes who are in this, mainly because 4 of them were shown off during the theme month for this, which was, 2015? God, I keep forgetting how long I've been doing this. Since most of them were introduced in 2015, quick rundown of the characters. Superman is an alien cop who found himself accidentally transported to Earth while in pursuit of a criminal. He wants to get back to his world, but because Earth is primitive, we don't have the tech to do it. Yet, so he wants to rid the world of things that will get in the way of the space program. Like muggers, I guess. You never know, those $12 in a dude's wallet could have made all the difference in colonizing Mars. Batman was a man framed for a crime he didn't commit. Instead of forming the A-Team, he joined forces with a scientist and became a professional wrestler to gain wealth and fame. It's just that his wrestling persona also happened to be his superhero identity. People kept comparing it to how Spider-Man was briefly a professional wrestler in canon, though I think there's different roots here. Much like how Bruce Wayne was inspired by Zorro, this guy is inspired by El Santo! Wonder Woman was a girl in Peru upset about an ancient Incan temple being defiled by a rich douchebag seeking evil power, and after that guy murdered her father and half her village, he's possessed by evil spirits, and our heroine is granted power via the staff of the Incan god Manco Capac to defeat him. Anytime she needs to, her staff can transform into a golden bracelet that acts as her morpher. Wonder Woman, with the power to accessorize! The Flash is a girl who went on the run from an evil organization with her father, a geneticist who is helping the evil group with time travel experiments. After accidentally falling into some green mist and then her dad injecting her with hummingbird DNA, I'd say that made sense in the original comic, but then I'd be a liar. She gains super speed and proceeds to not really stop the villain, since her time travel device makes her kill herself. Whoops. Anyway, the final hero we talked about back in 2018, Green Lantern. He was a college professor seeking out the Tree of Life Yggdrasil, actually locating it in Africa, but agents of the villain Reverend Dominic Dark shoot him and leave him for dead near it. The tree heals him and imbues him with power, telling him he needs to protect the Earth from humanity destroying itself. Also to save the whales. But he fails that task, and it's up to the crew of the Enterprise to do so. Now that we remember our principal characters, let's dig into Just Imagine Stan Lee creating the JLA and see them all interacting.
Welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Linkara's gonna teach you all a lesson you won't learn. What's with these awkward subjects? What's all this art so rubbish? To anyone who's had a bad comic published, it could be your turn. Linkara. He is a man, punch, sporadically a grouch. Linkara. He has his own spaceship, but he's always on his couch. Linkara. Ghosts, gods, a universe in flux. Linkara. This comic sucks. Linkara.
Like the other Just Imagine Stan Lee books, there are 2 covers, but let's mostly focus on this one, aka the good one. There's not much to it, just a group shot of the team, but it's effective in showing them all off. Honestly, I'd say the only real issue is that it feels like there should be another character on the right for symmetry. Batman's more centered, while Flash is on the left, so the right side just feels a bit empty. The other cover is kind of weird. Heavy shadows, Superman looks like he's about to murder Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman decided we needed to look down her cleavage. We open with a splash page showing off 3 disembodied heads over a mostly blank background, and a big streak of black zigzagging around the page. Look long and hard at these 3 faces. Begin the staring contest! If all goes as planned, this will be the last time you'll see them up close, alive. Kinda late for that. It looks like they've already been decapitated. Their crimes are too heinous to fully describe in a publication that may fall into the hands of young readers. NFT bro, YouTube commenter, and most nefarious of all, TikTok reality show producer. The 3 are actually convicted criminals who are all going to be executed at midnight in different states. Brock Smith, so big and so powerful, he committed all his murders with his bare hands. I mean, I don't think you need to be big and powerful to strangle someone. Lucinda Radama, who's apparently a serial killer of various husbands she's had over the years. And finally, Deke Durgan. After killing his victims, he would stay to witness their death throes, which would continually confuse him because they were already dead. The 3 were each met by a mysterious man the day before their executions and given an offer. All 3 are to be executed in different manners, and they approach their execution chambers calmly. At least until priests arrive to offer last rites. Then they all reject it outright. Deke in particular is unworried. Death? Who's dying? I'll come back and make you wish you'd never heard of Deke Durgan. Someone coming back to life in a DC comic story? That seems unlikely. As the 3 are being executed, however, they all suddenly teleport away. Each prison, separated from the other by hundreds of miles, witnesses the same incredible phenomenon. How the hell did Andy Dufresne escape from all 3 at once? This is when Brock Smith, Lucinda Radama, and Deke Durgan vanish. And this is when they'll soon return as the Doom Patrol. Order tickets on Fandango today! We cut over to Los Angeles University, where the Green Lantern, aka Professor Leonard Lewis, sees a young man wearing a purple pendant running through a crowd. The narration informs us that this is Adam Strange. Lewis goes to see if he can help, which he probably can because the Doom Patrol has now appeared around the young Mr. Strange. And Stan apparently decided that his iteration of the Doom Patrol is actually made up of other DC villains. Lucinda became Parasite, Brock became Blockbuster, and Deke Durgan became Deathstroke. Master Assassin with above average intelligence and reflexes? Ooh, let's make him a purple dude with huge hands in this universe. It's okay though, the eye patch brings it all together. Weird how all 3 of them are purple. Anyway, Green Lantern flies in and saves the kid, who proclaims that they're not safe and that the 3 won't let them escape. And this is evidenced by Blockbuster throwing a car at them. That car can't hit us if it's sliced in 2.
There is logic in what he says.
Unfortunately, the car can hit other people on the street when it's sliced in 2. Lucky no one got hurt down there. Actually, it looks like a lot of people are hurt down there. That guy's got a broken leg. That dude's on fire! Look, if you don't shut up, there's gonna be one more injured person, but they'll be up here instead of down there. Adam says that the Doom Patrol are too powerful for Green Lantern to take on alone. He needs other superheroes to help. How do we find them? They don't exactly grow on trees. I mean, the source of your power is literally the tree of life, so I think they kinda do. Strange says that he knows how to reach them because he read about them all the time. Unfortunately, it turns out he's just been reading the Dresden Files a lot and doesn't realize that it's fiction. Apparently, the university is pretty jaded at this point because no one is fazed by the battle with the 3 purple people. One guy reading a newspaper even bumps into Deathstroke and gets murdered for his trouble. And it's only then that people start fleeing, while others just stare and state the obvious. That man! He only touched him! And now he's dead! Yeah, static shocks are the worst. Green Lantern and Adam Strange stop underneath some wooden docks so he can rest and recharge. Strange explaining what's going on. He's homeless and needed money or food, so he broke into the Church of Eternal Empowerment to try to steal their cash box. However, inside, he discovered Dominic Dark summoning the Doom Patrol there and giving them power. Dark sensed Adam's presence and dispatched the 3 villains to bring him back. He's been on the run ever since. Adam insists that the only way to stop them is with the help of other superheroes, and Green Lantern decides to give it a try. His green energy can apparently travel through the atmosphere like radio waves or electric current, and thus is going to try to find the 4 superheroes he knows of in the Los Angeles area. I mean, radio and electricity still need a way to receive the call, and it's not like they all have antennas on top of their houses to be summoned like this. You might as well be calling every single person in LA. But nope, all 4 receive the call. Wonder Woman at a computer, Superman in front of a TV, Batman in front of a mirror. Wait, what? All the other heroes receive it through electronics of some kind. What the hell's inside that mirror? And the Flash gets it via her... well... there's not a Game Boy made that can match my speed. Yeah, remember when Nintendo made that weird model of Game Boy with the huge D-pad in the middle of the system and like 8 buttons around the top and right of it? Still sold better than the Virtual Boy. Flash, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure someone sold you a knockoff. Actually, this is probably just a case of Stan Lee thinking Game Boy was a genericized term like Velcro and not, you know, a specific thing. Especially since, like, what the hell else would she mean by not a Game Boy made? Not counting the Advance, there are like 4 or 5 models of the thing that are basically the same device, but with slightly different features. Unless she means that no Game Boy that has been manufactured can keep up with her, but like, why would it? Hey everybody, my specific Game Boy Pocket here is a 1 in a million type that runs at 500 times the normal speed. It's completely unplayable. This is the Green Lantern. Sorry to break in on you this way, but it's an emergency. Can you guys help me move a couch this weekend? He informs the 4 of the situation. Flash is the only one totally into it, with Superman outright refusing, and the other 2 being uncertain. Still, all 4 head to the spot on Malibu Beach he tells them to meet, Superman being convinced mostly because Lois Lane, his publicity agent in this universe, insists on it for PR purposes. We want the whole world to root for Superman! Think of the TV offers, the movies, the games! We could get you a cartridge on one of those Game Boy things! It would even use all 8 buttons! The heroes soon arrive, all of them led by some bits of green flame that he apparently sent out, as Adam Strange inquires about the lantern's green aura. He says it's easier to show than explain it, so he says he needs to gently touch the Green Lantern symbol on his chest. No, stop! I don't trust anyone. Let me do that, kid. Just in case. Superman! Only he may fondle the chests of men. Superman wants to know what's up and touches the symbol, but does so too hard. It activated my protective force field. God, I'm glad he only pressed too hard on his chest. What happens when you touch other parts too hard? The touch allows Superman to speak directly with Yggdrasil. I am Yggdrasil, the eternal essence of Earth. I don't know what that means, but how do you know my real name? Much do I know. Yet, alas, not all. For instance, what happens if you put cheese in a Blu-ray player? I mean, I think I know what happens, but I don't know. Get what I mean? Yggdrasil explains how Earth is in danger and that the 5 must unite to face it, with Green Lantern as their leader. Superman asks if it can get him back to his homeworld, but it promises nothing. If you but serve for hope of reward, then your heart is not the equal of your power. Although I can offer some money if it helps. Once he returns, Superman remembers that back on his world, he was a cop and was supposed to act better than how he has been. Unfortunately, his revelation is a bit late, seeing as the Doom Patrol has arrived. And Adam Strange is outside the force field. Blockbuster tries to collapse the pier to kill the heroes, but the force field stands. Fortunately, Wonder Woman and Batman are able to engage the villains before they can grab Adam. The force field fades as the Lantern's charge runs out again, allowing Superman to punch Blockbuster. Here, Curly! Regards from Yaga Hoozes! Okay, I was actually going to send you home after this, but after you screwed up my name... The attack on Blockbuster almost hit Batman as well, and it starts an argument between the two. The distraction allows Parasite to fly in and take possession of Superman's body. He flies off, proclaiming that he's gonna go deal with Reverend Dark himself, though it's unclear at this point if this is Parasite influencing Superman, or if she intends to betray him for funsies. Blockbuster and Deathstroke manage to knock out the remaining heroes. Deathstroke in particular draining Green Lantern's power. However, before he gives the touch of death, Blockbuster's like, nah, don't bother, he's done for. Let's just go home. The Dumb Patrol. The two villains head off while Adam Strange escapes too. As cops arrive, Batman drags the unconscious Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, both of whom have reverted to their civilian identities, under the pier.
You realize who I really am?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But don't sweat it. Why would she? As far as I know, these two have never met each other in real life. Knowing what she looks like in her civilian identity doesn't really let him know who she is. The Flash somehow is late to this party and arrives wondering what happened. The green flame that the Green Lantern used to lead people to his location travels into Professor Lewis to save his life. Before the cops can find our heroes, Batman summons his helicopter down to take them all to safety. They discuss what happened, feeling pretty down about getting their asses kicked so thoroughly, but Batman is no stranger to getting knocked on your ass, so he gives a pep talk.
There's all kinds of defeats. There's the kind where you're down for the count, but there's also a first-round knockdown, where you get up again and start whooping some major butt. Me, I go with that kind.
Indeed, Batman. And that's why my client is ready to face you again in a rematch!
Batman! You may have won the last time we took each other on, but this time, Bone Button is ready for ya. This time, it ain't gonna be a first-round knockdown. It's gonna be a first-round pulverizing! Ooh!
Green Lantern says that since this is their first time working as a team, they didn't know each other's powers or limits.
But if we can get our act together, I'm betting we could be the best there is at what we do, losing.
The Flash acts kind of annoying. Wow, that was a scrunchy speech, Green Lantern. Scrunchy? Is this Marvel 2099 slang again? But yeah, she talks about how this is just like in comic books, and how they should have passwords and handshakes and etc. But Green Lantern and Wonder Woman remind her this isn't a game. Their enemies could easily kill them. Everyone formally agrees to form a team. Why don't we all get some cool t-shirts?
Stifle it, Flash.
Indeed! Everyone knows that if you want some t-shirts, you should head over to Shark Robot or Teespring to pick up some of mine! Haven't you ever wanted to declare your masculinity? Or say that a given comic is not to your satisfaction? Or advertise not only this show, but Long Box of the Damned as well? Scratch that, don't advertise that show. Superman arrives at the church, the narration explaining that indeed Parasite is influencing him.
The door's probably locked, but that won't stop me. I was the best ring-and runner on my planet.
The building is protected by a force field that he can't punch through, but that's when Adam Strange shows up. He explains that he's no ordinary kid and knows how to break through the force field, pointing out a specific weak spot.
What's with your eyes? Why are they glowing like that?
You know the purple stuff in Sunny D commercials? I drank a lot of that.
Also, I guess they shoot purple eye
beams? Maybe. He doesn't acknowledge that. Superman just punches the spot and makes it through and charges into the church. Before Adam Strange can follow, Blockbuster and Deathstroke arrive, but so do our heroes.
You can call us the Justice League!
I'm glad we picked that name. It'll make a great title for a movie. Yeah, but the movie itself won't be that great. However, it seems that there's definitely more at play than previously thought, as Adam Strange tells the two remaining Doom Patrollers to attack the League. I'm on no one's side. Adam Strange only sides with Adam Strange. I planned it so you'd all annihilate each other. Considering we were this close to the Doom Patrol killing 3 of them, you didn't really balance this out very well. Unfortunately, the Doom Patrol is still more than happy to fight the League despite this revelation. Still, the heroes are working together better now. Green Lantern heading into the church after Superman, while Flash takes on Deathstroke, confusing him with her speed. Blockbuster fights Batman and Wonder Woman, who are much more in sync. Inside the church, Superman is dealing with the church goons. And we learn that Adam Strange is, in fact, Dominic Dark's son. So this family just has a penchant for weird last names, huh? The amulet he's wearing is the Sapphire of Ranagar, which apparently puts his power on equal to his dad's. The two engage in a fight while Superman just kinda watches this all go down. Adam says that Dominic feared his son's power becoming greater than his own.
You sure have great father-son relationships on this stupid planet. Superman! Defender of this stupid planet!
Stand you aside, Superman. This is between me and my now doomed progeny. Isn't it nice when the heroes don't actually have to do anything in order to save the day? However, he's still got Parasite influencing him, so Superman attacks Dark, the villainess planning on absorbing Dark's power for herself. However, despite all the blows Dark takes, he's basically unfazed.
I am Dominic Dark. That is all you need to know. My power comes from a source beyond your comprehension. The power of grape flavor!
Because his followers have seen him be on the receiving end of some hits, which could potentially ruin his image, Dark decides to murder them all. This is always a problem for recruiting. He has to replenish the congregation anytime he trips over a power cord. Adam Strange tries to get his dad to let him join him, but Dark knows that he'd just try to betray him at the first opportunity, and thus kills him. I know this statement's gonna be controversial, but I gotta say it. Dominic Dark is a bad father. I'm glad he never got custody. Adam says he'll find a way to return, but for the moment, he's kind of dead and withered. Dark then pulls Parasite out of Superman's body and starts to absorb her power. However, Green Lantern has finally arrived. He said earlier the place was like a maze, which explains why it took him so long, and he directs her to control Green Lantern. Given the alternative, she elects to follow his instructions. As he tries to fight them off, he tells Superman they need to do something.
I'll do what I can, but how do you fight when the rules keep changing?
Some people just don't get how to play Calvin Ball. Back outside, the Flash keeps Deathstroke in a cyclone while Batman figures out that Blockbuster's weakness is his head, that he keeps trying to protect it when he fights. As such, he and Wendy are able to not only knock him down, but a blow to the head shatters his amazing Bulk cosplay.
What happened to me? How come I ain't purple no more?
Oh, yeah, I wake up asking that sometimes. He runs off, happy to have escaped the electric chair, only to step on some live wires and electrocute himself. So what I'm seeing here is that Deathstroke is accidentally gonna trip and fall on a lethal injection, while Parasite accidentally breathes in some poisonous gas. Flash realizes that Deathstroke hasn't touched himself with his hands, managing to trick him into doing so. Hoping this doesn't kill him, since I'd rather these characters not be killers, but we can't say for certain if that's what happened, just him looking like a raisin. Works well with the purple. Back inside, Superman is unable to break through Dark's force field, but fortunately the rest of our heroes arrive in a pretty good 2-page spread. That being said, Wonder Woman's declaration of their team name just feels like something that should be at the beginning of the comic, not near the end. With their powers combined, they're a match for him. Flash disorienting him with her speed, as well as weakening the force field somehow, Superman and Wendy punching him, and Batman tending to Green Lantern. He summons the power of Yggdrasil, who brings Lucinda's soul to it. It offers her peace from the life of abuse and hardship she suffered, and she accepts. I guess dissipating into the green as our hero regains control of himself. Seeing how things are going, Dark decides on a new strategy against them.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
However, after Dark teleports away, a bunch of reporters along with Lois Lane arrive. Apparently the commotion inside the church attracting the media. With the reporters hounding them for information, naturally our heroes also decide to run away, afraid of tabloids trying to figure out their secret identities. They decide they need a secret meeting place away from the prying eyes of reporters. All of you, gently place your hands upon my chest symbol. Now begin rubbing the nipples of justice. This teleports them into the home of Yggdrasil, where they can have sanctuary. The five declare that they need to be vigilant since Dark will be back and formalize their team. Here's to the Justice League of America.
Why only America? Why not Earth?
There are certain tax advantages. Tax benefits, the goal of every great superhero team. Do we get fringe benefits, like vacation pay? Oh, Wonder Woman. No, it's a gig economy. Anyway, this comic is pretty good, with a few hiccups. It's very fast-paced. Not so much that you can't follow it or anything, but it's just trying to get to the next plot point as soon as possible. Fortunately, those plot points are pretty good for the most part. Nice job on the misdirection with Adam Strange, though I would have made his pendant less obvious and just a thing he was wearing instead of it glowing like it does. The arc of the narrative is good too. A little formulaic, but sometimes the formula just works. They have trouble in the first fight, learn from their mistakes, then do much better in the end. It's also good that we see just how big a threat Dark is by being able to go toe-to-toe with them. Sure, he retreats in the end, but he continually shows that he's a formidable adversary and they need all of them working together to have a chance of taking him down. It feels like Wonder Woman is really the only one who doesn't get a big moment to shine. Sure, she brings down Blockbuster's shell, but it was partly thanks to working with Batman. Everyone else got to show off their own skills and abilities in unique ways. Yeah, she's still a great fighter in this, but it seems like her big moment is just not as good as the others, who also had some character bits to them. Honestly, my only big issue with it is the attempts at humor. It just comes across as really forced, especially from Flash and at the end. It's awkward and just not that funny. Still, these moments are pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, leading to a pretty good comic that unites the first wave of Stan Lee DC characters. Next time, we take a break so Late Night Double Feature can talk about wax figure horror or something, I don't know. After that, we're back with a Patreon-sponsored episode on a few issues of the comic Chew.
Lucinda Radama. She has been wife to many men, none of whom died a natural death.
No newspaper seemed to find it weird that they were all on the same plane together.
Hello my friends, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for notifications on new video releases. If you'd like to support future videos, you can check out my Patreon or purchase a t-shirt via Teespring or Shark Robot. Thanks for watching!